All right, so this is horizontal. You're going to go ahead, write that equation here. Remember, when you start with horizontal, it's y equals. So go ahead and finish out that sentence. Where does that green line go through the y-axis? Positive 2. Who agrees that it goes through at 2? So that would be y equals 2. And then your vertical, that's this one. Vertical asymptote. Amari, you okay? You okay? Okay. Vertical asymptote starts off with x equals. And where does that go through the x-axis? What's the point where it goes through it? -1. Who agrees that it's -1? Okay, so we really can't write an equation because it's kind of hard for us to figure out what the a value is because it's not on a grid. But you can tell me if it's a positive a or a negative a. So when you're looking at this graph, who thinks that the a value is positive? Who thinks the a value is negative? It's negative, yeah. If you connect these 2 points, if you connect the graphs, if you pick any point and connect it, if you take this graph and connect it to any point on the second graph, it's going down. And it doesn't matter where I make that, where I connect it to. If you try to connect those 2 graphs, it's going down. So that means that A is negative. Okay, so we only have one question to finish in our notes, and that's on page 13. So let's go to page 13 and do question 9. And then we're going to do the back side of the yellow paper that we started on Monday. So we have to start off doing long division because this one is not set up for us. So I have x minus 5. That goes into 2x minus 11. Page 13. May 9th. Next test is May 9th. Next Friday. So in order to do long division, I'm going to divide the 2x by x. So let's do that. We're on page 13, Eli, by the way. So 2x divided by x gives me 2. Because the x's cancel. Let's put that 2 on the roof. And then you take that 2 and you multiply it by what's in front. So we're going to take that 2 and multiply it by x minus 5. And when I distribute, I get 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -5 is -10. Okay. So now I'm going to take that 2x minus 10 and line it up under the 2x minus 11. What do I have to do with these signs in order to add them? Before I add them, what do I have to do with the positive 2x and the negative 10? Yep, you got to make the negative 10 positive, and the positive 2x becomes what? Negative. Change. So this is now canceling out. Go ahead and pick up your calculator and see what you get when you add that together. -11 plus 10. And that's -1. So the number on the roof is K, and the number left over is A. And of course, this is H. So let's pull it all together and write our equation. It would be y equals -1 over x minus 5 plus 2. Now it's set up so we can graph it. So we know that in this equation, I know A is -1. What is H? Is H positive 5 or -5? Positive 5. And K is positive 2. And whenever you're writing your equations, your horizontal asymptote is y equals K. and your vertical one is x equals h. So let's go ahead and write our equations for our asymptote. So y equals k, so that would be y equals 2. X equals h, so that would be x equals 5. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start drawing these in. So I'm going to draw in a dashed line going across at y equals 2. And then a dashed line that's vertical that goes down at x equals 5. And that splits our graph into 4 sections. We got positive, negative, positive, negative. So where am I going to graph? Am I going to graph in the positive or in the negative? So A tells you that. A tells you where to graph. And because A is negative, I'm going to graph in the negative. So that means that I'm not using this part. Oh, I didn't even hear nobody at the door. Okay. So I'm not graphing there. So we're going to put our pencil at the cross where our asymptotes come together. Now A is -1, so I'm going to only hop up 1 and over 1. And when I hop up 1 and over 1, I land right here. Now, I just finished looking at the test. I want to kind of go over something that's on the test. So let me zoom in really quickly. So this point that I put down is at x is 4, y is 3. I want to talk about that. Another way to write this same point would be to say f of 4 equals 3. Go ahead and write this down. That's just a one point question on the test. But I just want you to see another way to write an ordered pair. But I want you to notice that even in this method, x still comes first. Okay. So now I have enough to graph that. It's going to look like this. We're going to do the same thing for the bottom right, go to the cross. I'm going to go down 1, take a hop over, and I land right here, and that's 6, 1. So again, if I'm writing that as in function notation, would I put the 1 in the parentheses or the 6 in the parentheses? The 6 is always the first number. So when you see this, just remember that it's still in order. So 6 comes first in the ordered pair, is still first in function notation. Again, that's just 1 point. But 1 point is 4% because the test is out of 50. So taking off 1 point is 4%. So that's kind of a big deal. All right, and that is that. We are now finished graphing. So we have a few little supplementary questions that we did not do on the back of the yellow paper. So we're going to flip that yellow paper over and look at example. You might want to because it's on the test. That's why I put it up there. So we're going to flip that paper over and put example 3, do example 3 and example 4. So the first thing you need to do is identify A, H, and K. So do I need to do long division for example 3? Looking at example 3. Do I need to do long division? No, I don't. This is already in transformation form. So A is 2. H is in our denominator. So would I say H is -1 or is H positive 1? -1. And K is -5. So I'm going to draw in a vertical asymptote at x equals -5 and a horizontal one at y equals -5. So go ahead, take a moment and draw those in. So you're going to draw in a dashed line at the -1 at x equals -1. And then you're going to hop all the way down to -5 and put in another one. So we would use these two sections if A was negative. That's what we would graph. And if A is positive, we use these two sections. All right, so where am I going to graph? Am I graphing in the green or in the pink? The green, because A is positive. Now, this next step is optional, but I always like to do this. I just kind of color in the part that I'm not using, just so I remember not to use it. So when I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to go down or up, because we know we're going to go to the cross and hop up to, but if you forget which way to hop, you're going to hop into the side that's open, not the part that I closed off. So when I go to the cross, A is 2, put your pencil here, and you're going to hop up to, and I can't go left because that's blocked out. I have to go here. So I have a point right here at 0, 3. And then you go back to the cross. And this time you're going to go right to 1, 2. And I can't go down. So I got to go up because I colored in the bottom part. So that would be here. Let's go ahead and connect that out. And those 2 points that I just put, I put a point at 0, 3, which could be written as f of 0 equals 3. Just want to make sure we're getting this function notation. I put another point at 1, 4. No, it's actually 0, -3, sorry. I put a point at 0, -3. And then I put another point at +1, -4, which could be written as, what goes in the parentheses, the 1 or the -4? The 1, yeah. Okay, so we have enough now to graph this out. I'm going to come in really close to the wall, make a little slight turn, and go straight out. All right, now let's do our bottom one here. Go to the cross. Now I'm going to go left to, I can't go up, so I have to go down because I colored in the part above it. So I'm going to put a point here. So that point is at -2, -6. So in function notation, I would write f of -2 equals -6. Then I'm going to go back to the cross one more time. This time I'm going to go down to, I can't go right because I colored that in, so I have to go left. And that would be here. All right, let me zoom on out. And that is your full example. And again, I'm just adding those ordered pairs because I got your test situated. I'm getting ready to run copies of it. And I was like, oh, this multiple choice question is kind of weird. Are they going to know what the right one is? So just remember, the numbers don't switch order. Whatever is first is still going to be first. It's just in parentheses now. X is in parentheses. Okay. We got one more. We don't have to graph it. We just have to rewrite it from quotient form to transformation form.
You said these type ones are on the test, you said.
Everything I'm talking about is on the test. Yeah. So I'm gonna take that x minus 2 and put that into 3x minus 11. I don't know why this sometimes just go out on me. So I'm gonna start off by dividing the first terms, 3x over x. That gives me a 3. I'm gonna put that 3 on the roof. Because the x's cancel out. That's why it's just a 3. And then I'm gonna take the 3 and multiply it by x minus 2. So when I take the 3 and multiply it by x minus 2, I get, I wonder if I bought like a legit Apple Pen, if it would be better. I don't feel like that's too much money. All right, so then we're going to distribute that. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that would be 3x minus 6. So when I bring it over, though, I have to do a change because the 3x is positive. I'm going to flip that and make it negative. And the 6 is negative. I'm going to flip that and make that positive. So this goes away. And go ahead and add that negative 11 plus 6. Okay. So remember, this is K, this is A, and this is your denominator. So let's bring it all together. We don't have to graph this one. So we have y equals, whatever was at the bottom now moves to the top. So that negative 5 moves to the top. Your denominator, that doesn't change from quotient form to transformation form. It's still going to be over x minus 2. And then 3 goes in the back. So, in this one, A is negative 5. And what is H? Positive 2 or negative 2? Positive 2. K is 3. So your y equals 3 and y equals 3 and your vertical asymptote is at 2. So this is our 4th day graphing. Where are we with the graphing? Thumbs up, sideways down. I just want to see where I am. All right, good. This is a new way of teaching it, and I do like it better this way. Because I used to have them make tables and then multiply by A and add K. That's, this is a lot easier. So I just want to remind you that homework 3 is due tomorrow. A lot of you did turn it in yesterday, but I think about more than half of you did not. So let's use that time to get that turned in. Also, tomorrow you have a skills check over graphing.